From the iconic Met Gala and its theme examining black dandyism from the 18th century to the present day, to this collaboration between Africa Fashion International and Harvard University's Center for African Studies that sought to showcase the creativity and sophistication of African designers in the Big Apple.
We're very excited to be in New York City representing Africa. This event came about as a result of AFI's sponsorship of the Met Gala. You will know that AFI has always partnered with either global companies or global platforms to ensure that we can elevate African fashion and African designers on global platforms.
Afro-Dandy Tailored for Africa is aligned with this year's Met Gala theme and an upcoming exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum that seeks to present a cultural and historical examination of black style over 300 years through the concept of dandyism.
Afro-dandy refers to someone that uses dress to assert themselves in the world or society that has often denied them their dignity. And just as dandyism has been seen as a defiance of traditional power structures, it has come to be known as a means to express a rejection of any limitations placed on black people in particular.
The event featured the premiere of the AFI-produced documentary Afro-Dandy, Dandier Than the Rest, which follows designer Lois Dube's journey across Africa to draw inspiration for the latest Nala Privé collection, rooted in the African black dandy tradition.
You know when they say you're wearing your Sunday's best when you're going to church?
That's what we did.
Yes. So this is what we actually wanted to interpret.
We have always felt that African fashion is not properly represented in global fashion discourses. And when we were invited to sponsor the Met Gala, we thought we needed to come in and talk about black dandyism, which is the theme of the Met Gala. We wanted to talk about it from an African perspective. As you would know, dandyism dates back to the 18th century when slaves in Europe and in North America were expected to dress as their masters. But they took that and turned it around to create their own look, and by so doing gain their self-respect, self-empowerment and identity. The biggest dandy was Mandela. He dressed very well whilst he was fighting against apartheid. So dandies are about pushing back, resisting anybody who tries to oppress them, and they do it in a very elegant way.
In addition to a panel discussion with experts, academics and designers, Moloi Motsepe had a conversation with the first black woman to lead British Vogue.
The Black Dandy is all about celebrating creativity, celebrating individuality, and taking up space and using clothing as an act of self-love, as an act of self-care, but also as a kind of act of resistance. And I think in the conversations I've been having in the lead up to this Met, it's been super interesting to hear different perspectives. I had the privilege of interviewing Pharrell for the cover of American Vogue this month, and we had just watched, it'd been around the time of the Super Bowl. And, you know, Pharrell was very enchanted with Kendrick's performance and this idea of culture, you know, just having black culture be in the center of this huge global event. And he just said to me, you know, I want the Met Gala to feel like that, like there has to be like a celebration of black excellence, a celebration of black creativity and joy, because I think the political climate at the moment is difficult for a lot, especially for a lot of black and brown people in this country, and that the sort of importance of centering black voices at this moment and black creativity and black style is really, is just, you know, I think it's paramount right now.
followed by a fashion show featuring designers from across Africa, including AFI's House of Nala, Tanzania's Sharia Ngawi, South Africa's Mzukisi Mbane, Rwanda's Nyambo Masamara, and the South African veteran David Tlale.
Afro-Dandyism, just like, it's a beautiful journey from our upbringing to where we are, and just looking back at how my uncle from my father's side used to be like always dappered in a three-piece suit on a daily basis without fail. And then also like, because you know we grew up in a Christian family and every Sunday had to go to church, Sunday's best was the way to go. It's purely just like taking these aesthetics and adorning ourselves as men. And we look at from the 1800s how men have always adorned themselves with hair, makeup and heels, until Queen Elizabeth decided that men are not allowed to wear heels or makeup. But I mean, men adorning themselves and like looking beautiful has always been code of the day. And my interpretation is that on a daily basis you have to make an effort, you have to look good. You have to also make sure that the people that are around you, they feel privileged to be standing next to you.
With a message here that African fashion and dandyism in particular tells a rich and evolving story of black pride, self-expression, confidence, a sense of putting an armor on, or simply fine dressing to bring a little cheer to the streets. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.